Kawhi Leonard and the LA Clippers playing host to Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies. Paul George sitting this one out with hamstring tightness, and the rookie taking advantage early on. Ja Morant on the business end of this half-court alley-oop. He's just swinging in from the Hollywood sign, doing flying right there. Look at that. Ja Morant crushing that. And then crossing Jerome Robinson and taking his time, chilling, then he drains the three-pointer. Watch it again. Ja Morant, an absolute show out in L.A. There it is one more time. And Lou Williams just checking it out and watching and nodding his head as the rookie puts Memphis up by 14. L.A. hanging around there. Lou Williams passing full court to Kawhi Leonard for the and one layup. He'd make the free throw. Then Leonard driving the hit and the pull-up jumper. He had 24 points and 8 boards. Memphis by 8 at the half, though. And in the third quarter, Ja Morant now shaking Kawhi Leonard. What's going on here? Using the Smitty move to Steve Smith's under the rim plays. Later, it's Morant going lefty with the layup. Then DeAnthony Melton passing to Jay Crowder for the three-pointer. And just keep your eye on the score because this makes it 90-73 in the third quarter. Jay Crowder, how about another three-pointer? Yeah, he's got that as well. 98-80 at that point. Morant finished with 22. Crowder 27. 8 boards, 7 assists. Memphis gets a monster win, 140-114. Spencer Dinwiddie and the Brooklyn Nets taking on the champs, the Toronto Raptors, the opponent. Spencer Dinwiddie starts us off with a three-pointer. He scored 23 points and had 7 assists. LeVert enters the game. First game back since November 10th. And right away, knocking down a jumper. LeVert, 13 points. DeAndre Jordan looking to throw that one down. And then Garrett Temple throws it up to Jarrett Allen. And Jarrett Allen goes and gets that one. Watch it again. Brooklyn at the half, up by 4 behind some spectacular plays. But the champs start coming back. Kyle Lowry and Fred VanVleet then taking over. Lowry, a three-point money here. Then it's VanVleet taking it himself and making the layup plus the foul. Then Kyle Lowry straight away knocks down the three. Toronto up by 5 at this point. Fred VanVleet off a screen sinks the three-pointer. And then Kyle Lowry makes a three-pointer from the corner. And Toronto behind 29 from VanVleet and 26 from Lowry go on to win it 121-102.
The Sacramento Kings have lost 8 of 9 coming into Saturday's contest at home against the New Orleans Pelicans. Brandon Ingram and company have won 5 of 7. Now, New Orleans was up by 4 at halftime, and Lonzo Ball has been playing the best ball of his career, you could say. Coming in, he's coming off back-to-back 20-point games. First time in his career he's done that. Now Corey Joseph inbounding to Buddy Hield for a lay-in. And then Joseph driving and dishing to Harrison Barnes, who was 9 of 12 from the floor in this one. He knocks down a 3, ties it at 71. This was a close game throughout. As Josh Hart comes up with the steal, he goes coast to coast for the dunk. And then more from Ball. He has really started to show the improved jump shot. 4 threes on Saturday. He had 24 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists. New Orleans by 9, but the Kings storming back late. More from Barnes, who had 30. It's 112-109. Now a 4-point game. 6 seconds to go. Nemanja Bjelica hoisting it up off the glass, plus the foul. The 3-ball is good, and he would make the free throw to tie things up at 115-115. 4 seconds to go, and they get it to the veteran J.J. Redick. Amongst all the young players in New Orleans, the savvy veteran J.J. with the left off the glass is good for a game winner. He had 18, and he helps the Pelicans get a road win. They've now won 6 of 8 in a good old-fashioned nail biter. The 9-27 Golden State Warriors, worst record in the Western Conference, hosting the Detroit Pistons on Saturday. Losers of 8 of their last 9. Look at Eric Paschall early on in this one. Right over the top of Thon Maker, catching a body, tying things up at 22. On the other end for Detroit, Andre Drummond. Yeah, he can do things like that as well. An easy two-hand finish. And then Derrick Rose. A 3-ball is good for him. Detroit on top by 2. Amari Spellman driving. He's going to knock down a floater. Got a nice little bounce off the rim. Golden State led 59-56 at halftime. Derrick Rose going step-back jumper right here, part of a 13-2 Pistons run to take a 7-point lead. Now Draymond Green fouling Derrick Rose. Doesn't like the call. He gets teed up. That's nothing unusual. But shortly after, Green appears to mock the ref, making the sign for another technical, and Draymond gets tossed. That wasn't even very spicy. It was rather mild, Draymond Green, but he still got the early exit. Alec Burks had 27 for the Warriors. Then the Pistons, though, early fourth, trying to put the nail in the coffin. Derrick Rose to the hoop for 2, then another step back. He had 22 off the bench. And then Svi Mykhailiuk finding Christian Wood up top for the alley-oop. And Detroit walks away with a 7-point road win over the Warriors on Saturday. The Pistons snap a 3-game losing skid. The Dallas Mavericks have been stuck in neutral a bit as of late, winning 6 and losing 6 in their last 12. They were hosting the Charlotte Hornets, who have lost 6 of 7 coming into this one. Luka Doncic, working with no Kristaps Porzingis, no Tim Hardaway Jr., goes no-look pass to Justin Jackson for the lay-in. How about Devontae Graham? Surely he'll be getting some most improved player votes as the season moves along. There. No look to P.J. Washington for a lay-in. And then a step-back jumper from Graham. He had 27. Charlotte out to a big lead early, led by 13 at halftime. And then Luka heating up. Step-back 3 in the corner. Then coast-to-coast for 2 more. And Luka, who has been tallying triple-doubles at his will, gets another one on Saturday. 39 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists. But the Hornets coming back. Devontae Graham for a 3 more. P.J. Washington, the rookie out of Kentucky, has been impressive. He gets a dunk. And then Terry Rozier hanging and hitting, absorbing the contact to tie it at 103. Ball in the hands of Luka for the game winner. A step back, and that one high arcing, but can't find the bottom of the net. Overtime in Dallas, Texas, Saturday. And it's Devontae Graham assisting Bismack Biyombo with a facial. How about more from Washington? Pirouetting in the paint for 2 of his 19. Charlotte by 3. Doncic to Maxi Kleber for 3. Tying things up at 1:14 with a minute to go. Same score. Miles Bridges finds Rozier for 3. He has got a little dog in him. 29 for Rozier, 27 for Graham. The starting backcourt of the Hornets combines for 56 on Saturday. And with the Hornets up by 3, it's a desperation heave from Luka, and that one is nowhere close. Charlotte gets its second win in its last 8 games, going on the road, a tough-fought win in overtime over Dallas. The Milwaukee Bucks 22-0 this season against teams below 500. Well, Saturday, they were taking on the 14-19 San Antonio Spurs. As San Antonio trying to buck that trend, pun intended, I suppose there. LaMarcus Aldridge, a double-double on Saturday, 16 points and 10 rebounds, and DeMar DeRozan would follow him up with 26 points, scoring 21 or more now in 7 straight. Eric Bledsoe would get hot in this one. Look at the fadeaway 3 to beat the shot clock, and then enough by a score of 50-48. Chris Middleton gets the jumper to go, plus the foul. And the Bucks had 71 points by halftime, leading by 5. Brook Lopez, the block right there. Milwaukee in transition. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Just seeing him for the first time in this highlight. He gets there. And then a 3-ball. 19 points in the third quarter for Giannis. And the Bucks were still moving along in transition. Ersan Ilyasova beats the buzzer. And it was a 12-point lead heading into the fourth. More from the Greek Freak, who had 32 To go along with 8 rebounds, Milwaukee has scored 100 or more now in 61 straight games. They win their 5th game in a row, this one by 9.
Bradley Beal sitting out a second straight game with right leg soreness as the Washington Wizards play host to the Denver Nuggets. There you see John Wall taking in the action as well. Nikola Jokic sets the screen, rolls to the wing, wide open 3. Money, and Denver up 9-2, second quarter. Troy Brown Jr. drives in the paint, strong, and knocks down the left. And Ish Smith drives in the paint, passes this time out to Troy Brown, and he knocks down the 3. Brown finished with 25 points, 14 rebounds on the game. Washington up by 13. Gary Harris gets the steal and goes the other way, takes it in for the layup. Then Jamal Murray rolls off a screen, dribbles behind his back, smoothly goes to the basket and lays that one in, and the lead's down to 4. Washington led it by 6 at the half. Third quarter, Murray takes it away from Isaiah Thomas, finishes with the big windmill jam on the other end. Check it out one more time. Murray's night was a huge one. 39 points, but Washington still in front after this dunk by 1. Nikola Jokic drives in the paint, finds Paul Millsap for the two-handed stuff. Now Denver leading by 1. Ish Smith, the difference though in this one, pushing the ball up the floor, driving in the paint, getting the left, and Ish Smith in the fourth quarter pushing it up again, so shaky as he goes in there, steps back, knocks down a jump shot. Then Ish Smith, as his team celebrates, works his way into the paint. Wonderful handle, too. Gets himself a wide-open mid-range jumper. Then Smith moves on the defenders, finishes off with a smooth little floater. He had 32 bench points. That's the second most in a game in NBA history. They win it 128-114. The struggling Atlanta Hawks taking on the Indiana Pacers. There's Vince Carter getting loosened up before the game, and Vince Carter checks into the game, and in doing so, Carter becomes the first player in NBA history to play in 4 different decades. It's all Hawks early on. Vince Carter, three-pointer money. Yeah, he's making an impact. Hawks up 33-14. Trae Young going off. Alex Len finds him. It doesn't matter where he is in. He's in the building. He's in range. Trae Young knocks down the 3. Then Trae Young, nice crossover. Did I say he was in range? Yeah, he's in the building. Knocks it down again. Young had 18 points in the first quarter off a Hawks miss. Ball gets tipped out to Young, who pulls up again from way outside and knocks the shot down. Bruno Fernando now finds the hot hand, and Trae Young, just keep going farther back. He can knock it down. Young had 30 in the half. That's a career high for points in a half. Later in the second quarter, Aaron Holiday, yeah, the Pacers are playing too, knocks down a three-pointer. And at the half, after all that, the Hawks up by just 4. Pacers playing well off a loose ball. Aaron Holiday finds T.J. Warren, who hits the pull-up three-pointer plus the foul. Then T.J. Warren finds Domantas Sabonis, who gets a nightly monster jam, and there's his. Sabonis drives in for the floater here. 25 points, 11 rebounds. He's putting up all-star numbers every night. Kevin Huerter, later in the third, drives, spins, and hits the turnaround hook shot. Back and forth these teams go. DeAndre Bembry to Huerter for the pull-up three-pointer. He had a season-high 26. Atlanta by 1. Hawks trying to close it out. Huerter misses the layup, but Fernando there for the putback jam, and the Hawks up by 4. Then Trae Young driving in for the tough layup. The Hawks up by 4, less than a minute and a half to go. 4.5 seconds left now. Pacers down by 3. Sabonis throws it the length of the court, but little Trae Young gets the interception, and the Hawks hang on to win. Your final score 116-111. The Boston Celtics meeting up with Zach LaVine and the Chicago Bulls, and we get you started with first quarter action. Lauri Markkanen looking for the aforementioned Zach LaVine, and LaVine knocks down the three-pointer here. Later, it's LaVine taking his game to the bucket. Look at the explosion of speed as he gets all the way to the rim and lays that one in. He had 35 points in the game. Chicago up by 8. Jason Tatum now driving to the basket, pulls back, elbow jumper, cash. Then Jaylen Brown pump fakes and hits a three-pointer. Just takes a little time, creates the space, knocks down the shot. Then it's Tatum missing, but Gordon Hayward attacking the offensive boards, gets the tip in. Tatum, Brown, and Hayward finished with 12 points each in the first half. Boston up by 3 at the break. Tatum taking over in the third. Money on the 3. Then Tatum lobs the ball to Gordon Hayward, and Hayward goes up and stuffs that one home. Then Tatum driving to the basket for the layup. He had 28 points and 7 rebounds. Boston up by a dozen. Enes Kanter in the fourth quarter, working on the offensive glass. He misses the first attempt, but he stays right with it, goes up, couple pump fakes, puts that back in. He had 17 points and 12 rebounds. Boston up by 13 at that point, but then Zach LaVine goes, wow, knocks down a three. Then Chris Dunn steals the ball, gets it to LaVine, and LaVine knows how to finish. Throwing it down, and all of a sudden we got a three-point game. Plenty of time left. Tatum, though. Step back, three-pointer at the shot clock buzzer, just a break-your-back shot. And Boston goes on to win this one. Your final score, 111-104. Donovan Mitchell and the Utah Jazz seeking a win on the road in Orlando. We get you started with the aforementioned Mitchell. Watch this wild shot. A couple pump fakes, throws it to the moon, and it drops plus the foul. He missed the free throw. Utah up by 8. Terrence Ross playing well in this one, coming off a screen, hitting a mid-range little elbow jumper. Then Ross pulling up at the free throw line, just a little beyond for the jumper. And Utah, their lead at 2. Markelle Fultz looking and finding an open Nikola Vucevic for the three. 22 points, 13 rebounds, a double-double for Vucevic. Time winding down in the first half. Look at Mitchell wind his way to the basket and make the tough runner. Utah up by 5 at the half. Off a Utah turnover, this is Aaron Gordon, and this is strong right here. Little drop step and hammer from Gordon, and Utah's lead is at 3. Terrence Ross now heating up. This evens the game at 71 on the next Orlando possession. This evens it again. And then he'd make the free throw, so a hoop and harm on a triple, a 4-point play. Ross finished with 24 points, Orlando by 1. Joe Ingles finds George Niang in the corner for the three. Then off an Orlando turnover, Emmanuel Mudiay. Watch him go to the rim strong and throw that one down, plus hanging around for a little while. Then Donovan Mitchell staying hot. Sinks the three-pointer from the corner. Mitchell, 32 points and 6 assists as Utah gets the win 109-96. Colin Sexton and the Cleveland Cavaliers taking on, among others, Dennis Schroeder and the Oklahoma City Thunder. We start with Colin Sexton, who drives, misses the mid-range shots, but goes and follows his shot and lays it up and in. He finished with 30 points. Meanwhile, Dennis Schroeder playing well. Watch how quick he is. Gets right to the basket all in one motion and lays that one up and in. Then it's Schroeder slaloming to the basket and making the floater. Next up, Schroeder takes his game outside, knocks down a three-pointer. He was 9 of 15 from the field. He scored 22 points on the game. OKC up 51-39. Now, watch closely. Jim Boeheim, spot shadowed here, calls play from the sideline for Kevin Love to come up to the top of the key. A frustrated Love comes to the top of the key and just whips a pass over to Cedi Osman. Look at the gas on that one, and walks off. Later, Chris Paul, step back jumper at the halftime buzzer, so it cost Cleveland something there. OKC up by 13 at the half. Third quarter, Danilo Gallinari, step back three, 18 points, 5 rebounds on the game, and OKC up. Nerlens Noel steps on Tristan Thompson's ankle and twists his own ankle. Watch it one more time as we show it to you in slow-mo, and Noel goes down in a hurry. Nerlens Noel just in pain. Stick and stay with NBA.com for updates on his condition. Hamidou Diallo intercepts the pass backcourt and slams that one home. OKC up by a dozen. Things going their way. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, it's the driving layup here to go. He had 20 points and 7 rebounds, and Thunder get a 15-point win. Final score 121-106.